Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm sharing with you guys an easy home decor. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. For the first project, I'm going to be using these two clay pots that I had on hand, and I had it for a really long time. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove that ribbon from the top and also this sticker. Also, I'm going to be using this diamond wrap that I had from Dollar Tree, and I just cut a small piece at the side that we needed. And to glue it, I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue. The next thing, I'm going to be using this Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and also I'm going to be using this baking soda, and I just want to create this technique that everybody's creating. So what I did, I just put a little bit of baking soda with a little bit of paint, and once I was done, I just mixed everything very well, and the texture is going to depend on what's the texture that you guys want, more thick or more liquid. So I'm going to be using this brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to be doing first one coat, and once it's completely dry, I'm going to do a second coat. I know there's a lot of people that they're using a sponge to put it, or some people they're using their hands. It's going to depend on you what technique you want to use. I know there's a lot of amazing people that they have way better technique than I did. So once it was completely dry, I just start tapping it with the brush to give more texture to the clay pot, and it works pretty amazing. So if you want to do this step, you guys can do it, and it works pretty well. Also, I'm going to be using this Waverly chalk paint on color mineral to paint it, and also I'm just using this small piece of bad sponge that I got from Dollar Tree. So first I did a coat, and you guys can see it, I didn't cover it all the way because I want to show you, if you guys want, you guys can just leave it this way and it turns out really beautiful, but I decided to just let it dry, and once it was dry, I did a second coat to cover it all the way. Also, I decided to use this brush because it didn't cover it very well when I did my second coat. So once I just used the brush, it covered very well the clay pot. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. And to put inside of the clay pot, I'm going to be using just a few pieces of this greenery that I had on hand. You guys can put anything and it will look really beautiful. I don't know if you can see on camera, but the texture of this clay pot, it turns out really beautiful. I just love the color, how it turns out on color gray. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm going to be using this wood tray that I had on hand. I had on my channel this video that I show you step by step what I did. I will link it down for you guys in my description box below so you guys can see it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white to cover all these black parts on the top. And I'm just going to do one coat, and once it's completely dry, I'm going to do a second coat. Also, I'm going to be using this Waverly chalk paint on color mineral to cover the legs from the tray. I didn't like it the color black, so I decided to paint it. So I did first one coat, and once it was completely dry, I did a second coat. The next thing, I'm going to be using this stencil that I got from Dollar General. So I'm going to be using this border to put it right here on the tray. So to hold the stencil, I just use a small piece of painter's tape, and also to paint it, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color mineral, and I just did first one coat, and once it was dry, I did a second coat. And to paint it, I'm just using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree. So once I was done, I did the same step on the other side of the wood tray because it was a small piece and I just wanted a long board. So I did the same step. Also, on the other side of the wood tray, I decided to put a different board because I want to give you guys a different option. If you guys don't like the option that I gave you first, maybe the second option, I think you guys gonna like it better. So I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color mineral, and I'm just gonna do the same thing. First, I'm gonna do one coat and I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit, and I'm gonna do a second coat, and I'm just gonna remove the stencil and I'm gonna put it on the other side so we can make a bigger board. The next thing, I'm going to be using this placemat that I had from Dollar Tree, and I had it for a really long time. So what I did, I just cut a small piece to put it inside of the tray. I just cut it at the side that I need it. So if you guys want, you guys can just leave it at the way it is, or you guys can use a little bit of hot glue to glue it. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I just want to show you how it looks from this side and how it looks from the other side. Today, I'm taking part of this Sticky Tuesday challenge that is being hosted by the amazing Jani and Diane from Deco Easy and her co-host Kiki from Kiki DIY. I will leave the link of our channels below. I hope you enjoy and stay tuned to watch the playlist. Thank you so much. For the next project, I'm going to be using this craft square jewelry border stickers that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use a small piece to put it right here on the rim of the small clay pot. And the adhesive that they have, it's really good, but also I decided to take it off and just use a little bit of E6000 so it can hold a little bit well, but only if you guys want to do this step, because once we put the paint and the technique that we're using with baking soda, I think it holds pretty well, but just in case if you guys want to. So I just cut it at the side that I need it, and I just used my scissors. So once I was done, I just used the Restore chalkboard paint on color white, and I just mixed it with a little bit of baking soda, and I'm just going to do the same step as the other one. I'm just going to use this brush to put it, and I'm just going to do first one coat. So once it was completely dry, I just start tapping it with the brush to give more texture to the clay pot. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. And to put inside of the clay pot, I'm gonna put a few pieces of this greenery that I had on hand. You guys can put anything and it will look really beautiful. I didn't paint it in any color, I just left it on color white so you guys can have more options. So I think it turned out really beautiful, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm going to be using these cutting letters that I got from Dollar Tree. And to paint it, I'm going to be using the Restore chalkboard paint on color white. I'm going to do first one coat, and once it's completely dry, I'm going to do a second coat. And to paint it, I'm using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this shadow box that I got from Ross, and it was only 49 cents. So I really love the quote that they have on the front. I just love it. So on the back, I'm going to remove the label only, and also I'm going to be using another piece of this placemat that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut a small piece to put it inside. It holds pretty well, you guys don't need to glue it, but I decided to use a little bit of hot glue to glue it so it can hold very well. Once I was done, I'm just going to put the letter right here on the top, and to glue it, I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue. If you guys want, you guys can just leave it the way it is. I think it turned out really beautiful, but I decided to put a few pieces of the greenery right here on the bottom, and I'm just going to be using a little bit of hot glue to glue it. And the front part of the shadow box, the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a few pieces of the greenery that I had on hand, and I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue to glue it. And that's the only thing I'm going to be doing for the front part of the shadow box. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. This is how it looks from the front, and this is how it looks from the back. I think it turned out really beautiful, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about our last project? So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload a new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.